so that lesbians and the gays can bring their partners along. You don't need to write any IELTS. Hi guys, welcome once again to my YouTube channel. My name is Elvisolda, and today I'm going to talk about everything concerning Tier 2 dependent visas. Right, so I think a couple of days ago I posted a video about documents you need for a successful UK Tier 2 visa or skilled worker visa or health and care visa application, and most people in the comment section asked that I do a follow-up where I talk about Tier 2 dependent visas, or how to bring your spouse or how to bring your children to join you in the UK, or how to come with them to the UK if you are coming as a Tier 2 visa holder, right? And that's what I'm going to talk about in this video. Disclaimer: this does not replace legal advice from an immigration lawyer. This is just based on personal experience. I'm a Tier 2 visa holder myself, and my husband has successfully joined me from Ghana, and also based on experiences of other colleagues who are also Tier 2 visa holders who have been successful in bringing their children, and also based on things that I have read, right? So this does not replace professional advice, okay? I am not a representative of UKVI. I have included timestamps in the description below, so you can use these timestamps to get to the part of the video that you are most concerned about. You don't have to necessarily watch the entire video. Now let's start. So if you are a Tier 2 visa holder, and whether you are a health and care visa holder or just a skilled worker, and then you have a Tier 2 visa, you qualify to bring your dependents to join you in the UK, or you qualify to bring them with you when you're coming to start work here in the UK. So who is a dependent? There are three categories of people that qualify as a dependent. One, your married partner. So this could be your husband or your wife you are married to. And two is your unmarried partner, whether same sex or opposite sex, so that lesbians and the gays can bring their partners along. Yeah, provided you are able to prove that you've been living together for at least 2 years. And three is your children under the age of 18 years. So these are the categories of people that qualify as dependents for Tier 2 visa holders. Please, other family members, grandmothers, uncles do not qualify to be dependents on this type of visa, please, for what I know. Now let's talk about documents that you need to provide. So if you're married, obviously you would have a valid marriage certificate to show that you are married, so your spouse can add this to the document when applying for the visa. If you are unmarried or you're in a civil partnership, you have to provide documents to show that you've been living together for at least 2 years. You can provide stuff like joint bank statements, joint utility bills, joint council tax, joint medical registration documents, joint things that shows that you guys have been living together for at least 2 years, right? And your children as well, you can provide like birth certificate to show that they are your children. Okay, so for your children, when can you apply for them? You can apply for them even when both parents are in the UK. You can apply for your children to join you in the UK. So what most nurses do, or what most people on Tier 2 visas do, is that sometimes one parent already in the UK can go back home to bring their children along. So sometimes they can also apply for a visit visa for a family member back in their home country to bring the children along. I'm saying this because if you're bringing your children under the age of 18, they may not be allowed to come alone, right? Please, whichever family member you are choosing to bring your children with to join you should have a good immigration history, or should not have any bad immigration history, right? I know people whose children were denied the visas because the person bringing them had lied on the visa application form, or had been denied a visa where they lied or something, all those messy things. So please bring a clean person, right? Or one parent here could go back home to bring their children. Let me talk about these other circumstances. Let's say you're separated with your husband, and you're on a Tier 2 visa, and your husband is not, or your divorced partner is not joining you. You need something to confirm that you are the sole person responsible for the upkeep or the care of this particular child or the children. You have to get a consent form that confirms, one, your relationship with the child, so that could be like a birth certificate, and then one, that you have sole responsibility of the child, or that you have permission from the other partner to be able to bring the child to join you. So the separated partner should also sign this form to show that they have given you permission to bring their child to the UK. But let's say if you have lost the father or the mother of your children, you also be required to prove that you are the sole surviving parent of this child, right? Or you hold the sole responsibility of this child. Let's say it's a child from a previous marriage or a previous relationship, or it's a child from your partner's previous relationship or whatever, yes, you can bring those children along, provided you're able to prove that now you have the sole responsibility of the child. So can your partner work, or can your spouse work on a tier 2 dependent visa? Yes. And I even envy people here on tier 2 dependent visa, honestly, because your partner does not need to prove that they have a job offer before they are granted the visa. Unlike you know, you have to prove that you have a job offer, but your partner who is coming on a tier 2 dependent visa does not need to prove that they have a job offer, so they can come here and then rather look for a job here. Another thing is that you are bonded by your employer, and then you can only do an overtime, or you can take a second job where you can work for maximum 20 hours per week. But your spouse on a dependent visa does not have all those strict regulations or whatever binding his visa, so he can take as many jobs as he wants if he can, and he is not also on any strict contracts with any employer. So yeah, that's it for them. It's quite a privilege, I think, and it's nice. It's rather nice. And they don't need to write any IELTS, you know, with immigration. However, they also do not have any access to public funds. They don't have any recourse to public funds. Public funds may include housing benefits, childcare benefits, maternity allowance, etc. There are so many things or benefits that fall under public funds. I'm going to list them in the description below so that you can have an idea. So yourself and then your dependents cannot have access to public funds for the duration of their 2 dependent visas. Your dependents visas are just based on the main applicant's visas. So if the main applicant's visa expires, that's what the dependents also will expire. The dependents are given a visa for the same length or remaining days on the main applicant's visa. So let's say you're a nurse and then you came here in, let's say, 2016, and your visa expires in 2019. However, you only brought your children in 2018. Bear in mind, they're not going to be given 3 years. They're going to be given the remaining 1 year left on your visa. But when you are renewing or when you're extending your visa, you can then extend with them as well. You understand? Your children come here, obviously, school is free until they get to the university or until they get to college. School is free, so that's a big bonus. And for healthcare workers, or for those on health and care visas, doctors, nurses, and those in the health sector, your dependents are not expected to pay for the health surcharge. But for other skilled workers coming on tier 2 visas, they are supposed to pay. So that was the problem many years ago, or 3 years ago when I came here. Most people had to come here and then work their asses off to get loads of money before they're able to bring their children to join them, because you're looking at paying for the health surcharge for 3 years, and that was quite expensive. I think the last time I asked, before it was scraped off for nurses, was about £600 a year. So for the duration of the 3 years, you're going to pay about £1,800. So if you have 3 kids, you're going to pay £1,800 for these 3 kids. And if your partner is inclusive, times your partner, that's huge, right? So that's why most people delayed in bringing their children. But now that it has been scraped off, all you need is visa application fee and then your flight tickets. Yes, you don't need to prove that you have sufficient funds in your account or your bank account if your employer certifies that they're going to maintain you on your COS. I spoke about this earlier. And for most sponsors, or for most employers, they are A-rated sponsors, and then they do take that part that they're going to give you support in your first few months that you're here together with your dependents. So in that case, you don't need to add any bank statements to your application. Let me just delve into the documents you're going to need. So obviously you're going to need a passport for all the dependents applying, and then you make sure that if you have previous passports that you traveled with, you are supposed to include this passport to it, and then make sure that the passport has at least a 6 months validity period. It's not expiring anytime soon. Make sure that you have 1 blank page, at least front and back, to give them a space to put your visa. 2 is you have to have tuberculosis test done, especially for citizens from some particular countries. I'll list the countries down below and I'll include a link. This TB test is done if you're going to stay in the UK for 6 months or more, and obviously you're going to be staying in the UK for 6 months or more, or people from some particular countries. So you need this TB test done as well, and you need to submit the TB test certificate as well. And what you need to add to this is to prove your relationship with your sponsor, or the main applicant. So if you're the spouse of a tier 2 visa holder, you have to bring a marriage certificate, or if you're coming unmarried, then the documents I mentioned earlier. Or if you're a child of a tier 2 visa holder, then you have to prove that you are the child by providing birth certificates as well. And then also you have to provide evidence of the main applicant's legal rights to be in the UK. So if your partner is already in the UK or the main applicant is already in the UK, they can give you a scanned form of their BRP, their biometric residence permit, and then you can add this to the application. You can also submit a scanned part of their visa, like the passport where the visa was placed. You can add this to it, or anything that shows that they have legal rights to be in the UK. You can also add your COS if your partner or the main applicant is not already in the UK, so obviously does not have a BRP. You can also add the COS or the certificate of sponsorship of the main applicant to your application to show that they have the legal rights to be in the UK. They have a licensed sponsor. Also, if you're above 18 years, obviously as the spouse or as the unmarried partner or the civil partner, you have to be able to provide police clearance in your home country or any other country that you've lived in for 12 months or more, with the exception of UK. So if you've lived in UK and your home country, there's no need. I struggled to get this information. I remember when my husband was coming, I was quite confused because he was here somewhere in 2018 for his master's. So he lived here for over a year. He schooled in Manchester for his master's, and then we didn't know if we were supposed to get police clearance from UK as well, because obviously he's lived in the UK for more than 12 months. But we later found out that all countries except the UK, so for all countries your partner or your dependent has lived in for more than 12 months, you're supposed to provide the police clearance for all those countries, with the exception of UK, because you already have your record. I think it makes sense, right? Yes, so police clearance. But your children do not need police clearance because they're below 18 years. So basically, this is all about dependent visas. It's nothing tough. However, if you think that you have any other documents to support your application, add them. Add them. Like, you'll not be penalized for submitting too many documents. However, you'll be penalized or you'll be denied a visa if you forget to submit something. But I think the main thing is the passport, the COS or the BRP, the TB, the police clearance. Yeah, I think I mentioned everything. I'll list the documents in the description below. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye.